So if you want to take, I'm sure you will please.
sure you're putting in a lot of hours, so I thought it would be a good idea if I made a roll call of the mentors and presented them with their very own plaques to take home as a remembrance of what they did here at the Union Boys and Girls Club. So Jason Mitchell, come in. Justin Butler. Little Emily Dugo. And Big Emily, I don't know if Big Emily is here, but you can take that on her behalf. Barry Buckner, you remember him? He went on spring break, he's not here, but we have a plaque for him as well. Combined, they are all West Mountain Skyliners Happiness Club.
She's not here, remember?
Our brains. People searching for me? Oh, goody.
Go to mylife.com, the internet's leading people search site. Just type in your name and see if someone is searching for you for free.
Could be my old client. Maybe he wants me back.
At mylife.com, there are millions of unclaimed messages. You could have messages waiting for you right now. Go to mylife.com, type in your name, and see if someone is searching for you right now for free.
Friday Night Action on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by the 2011 Ram trucks. With a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty that covers you everywhere. These are the best Ram trucks ever built. Ram.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, man. 17-year-old Amari. Already focused like a pro.
Yeah, 10 years you'd be taking that J train straight to the garden.
J train? There's no J train to the garden.
Are you kidding me? I gotta explain J train to you.
Look at the size of
the Knickerbocker blue.
Looking like a man shot.
Hey, keep practicing. 10 years from now, you're gonna own that jumper.
Oh, J train. Jumpers.
Yeah, jumpers.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, he's got it.
Yeah, this is that. Leave him alone.
We're back. Time now for Tom's Telestrator, our offensive guru and lover of Soldier Field turf, explains how the Bears defensive backs will be on center stage Sunday.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pat. You know, when you're getting ready to play the Green Bay Packers, you got to find a way to slow down or stop Aaron Rodgers. And one of the keys to Aaron Rodgers lately is they're trying to get the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible because he's had the concussion episodes. When you're looking at the Green Bay Packers offense, you're going to have to slow this offense, and you're going to have to take advantage of the flight time of the football. You see Aaron Rodgers set there behind center in the shotgun formation. He's going to have a play-action fake at the line of scrimmage that's going to be a big influence to the defense trying to get him out of position. And then he's going to back up and he's going to fire the ball. But the lateral travel time that pass has, the defensive players have to make up that ground, and they have to limit the run after catch area. If they can limit these plays to 0 to 5 yards after catch, consider that a win by the Bears defense. But again, it's going to be for the ability of the defensive player to close the distance down during the flight time. If they can do that efficiently, look for the defensive backs and the linebackers to control the passing game, the lateral passing game of the Green Bay Packers.
All right, Tom, we'll see you in just a second here. This week from the email bag, Scott wants to know which Packers defensive player impresses you most, Lance?
It's two, Clay Matthews and former player of the year, Charles Woodson.
What makes Woodson so good? I mean, he's all over the field.
He's all over the field. I've asked a couple coaches that have coached him before, best defensive back you've ever coached.
And he's getting better. He's better now than he was when he was at the Raiders.
Yeah, he was.
It's impressive. The Bears said they would consider changing the playing surface at Soldier Field next season. So will they? Lance and Tom, we're not done talking the field on this edition of Countdown to Kickoff.
For a limited time at Luna, get 2 rooms for the price of 1. Good on our entire stock of carpet, hardwood, or laminate. Call now for Luna's lowest prices ever. There's more to love for less.
773-202 Luna.
Technology you've never seen before. Anywhere. Ever. Which raises a good point. If you're going to buy a new luxury car, shouldn't there be something new about it? Introducing the 2011 Lincoln MKX. It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This site has a 4-star hotel for $159. Should I try Priceline instead?
No. It's a sale. Nothing beats a sale. Wrong move. You could save up to half off that sale when you name your own price on Priceline. But this one's a deal. Trust me. It's only pretending to be a deal. Here, bid $79.
Got it. Wow.
You win this time, good twin. There's no disguising the real deal.
Are you ready? It It's the Hurry Up 2 minutes on the clock. Sort of a Packer theme this week. What is your favorite kind of cheese, Lance?
Aged Gouda.
I'll go Swiss.
All right. If Brett Favre is indeed done with football, what will he do next?
He's going to coach a high school football team sponsored by Prilosec OTC.
I like it. He'll fade away into Mississippi folklore.
No, he will not fade away. His ego will not allow it. With everyone in the world trying to get tickets for Sunday's NFC title game, what's the strangest ticket request you got this week?
I had a guy that said, I'll trade my wife for one ticket.
Really? And I guess you said no.
I said absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
He goes, look, I got a pair. You know,
both wives.
Just you know, a nice deep tissue massage, you know, for a ticket.
All right, whatever. Jerry Angelo said they will consider changing the surface at Soldier Field. That's Jerry Angelo. Next season, what type of surface do you think they will actually have at Soldier Field next year?
Grass.
Grass.
Natural grass.
Yeah, of course they will. Where do you rank last week's anthem by Jim Cornelison and the crowd's response?
First in Soldier Field, second to my first Blackhawks game.
Wow, there you go. Well, similar, obviously, the clapping throughout, same guy who did it.
It was great. I mean, if you can't get jacked up after a flyover in that national anthem, it's impossible. You have no heartbeat.
American Idol winner Lee DeWise will perform at halftime. He's been bounced from the anthem. Who is your favorite American Idol contestant, Lance?
Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yes.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. No Carrie Underwood from you? If you could pick one entertainer to perform at halftime of the Super Bowl, who would it be?
Kanye West is from Chicago, or Drake.
Cher.
Old school. Who will win between the Jets and the Steelers this week in the Steel City?
My pick is the Jets.
I'm going with the Steelers.
So you Steelers, Bears, Super Bowl, Jets, Bears, Super Bowl. Get it done this week.
Yes, sir.
We're looking forward to it.
Thanks for the pressure.
All right. I'm not giving you any pressure. That's all the time we have. Good luck against Green Bay. Tom, enjoy the turf there before you head up to the radio booth. We'll be listening to you and Jeff on WBVM Radio. I'll see you on Bears Postgame Live as soon as the game goes final. For Lance and Tom, I'm Pat. Go Bears! Go Bears!
Go Bears!
Welcome to Giordano's famous stuffed pizza. It's not just pizza, it's much more. Spaghetti, lasagna, chicken parmesan, fettuccine alfredo, Italian beef, antipasto salad, appetizers, desserts, and so much more. Let Giordano's cater your office, your special occasion with great care and fresh ingredients.
At US Cellular, we noticed some wireless companies make you sign contract after contract to upgrade your phone. Switch to US Cellular, where we believe you should get the same great deals on the latest phones without having to keep signing contracts. US Cellular, with the Belief Project.
Shift your weight forward onto the left foot. Take the right leg up, holding the inner arch.
Introducing Instant Action Alerts, only from Chase. Manage your account and help avoid overdrafts with a click of a button. Just reply to the alert with how much you want to transfer.
Inhale all the way up.
So you always stay in balance.
To crescent pose.
Chase what matters.
Just 4 more times.
Isn't it times like these that reminds us of what's important? The people in our lives. The ones we love. The ones who love us. And after all, what could be more important than love? So if you're asking yourself if you can afford to get away with savings like these, how can you afford not to? This month only, save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
Hi, I'm Derrick Rose, and you're watching the home of the Bulls, Comcast Sportsnet.
each day he was getting better.
And tonight, Boozer was back as the Bulls get an easier test with the Cavs. Ozzie opens up about last season.
Coming to the ballpark, say I don't want to be here. That's the first time ever in my life I feel that way.
And looks ahead with his new slugger. The Hawks keep rolling against their rivals.
We got to set our standards really high and just push ourselves.
Enough talk. It's time to settle the score in the biggest rivalry of them all.
These are the games that you dream about.
Feel the beat. On Sportsnet Central right now.
This is Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC. Live from the Comcast Sportsnet studios in Chicago.
Hey, good evening. Welcome into Sportsnet Central, presented by GMC. It's Sarah, it's Chris, and it's another busy weekend with all four major sports in the mix locally. And wait till you see her make Ozzie Guillen sweat a little bit later on in the show.
I don't think it had to do with my line of question. I don't think anything could make him nervous.
60 Minutes with Sarah Kustak.
Well, in the meantime, at the United Center, the Bulls welcomed in the Cavs, also welcoming back Carlos Boozer, who missed their last 3 games with a sprained ankle. Now, Boozer back in the starting lineup against the Cavs, who had dropped 15 straight. Boozer getting involved early. Luol Deng gets him down low, spins. It's a bucket to fall. Bulls up by 5. On the following possession, Boozer takes the rebound, sends it long to Derrick Rose. One-hand scoop from D. Rose. Second quarter, Bulls bench starting to get into the action. Kyle Korver off the inbound pass, feet set, buries one of his 3 triples, capped off a 10-0 Bulls run under 4 minutes to go. Boozer testing the ankle. Makes one move, drives to the rim, gets it off the glass. Bulls defense held Cleveland to 29% shooting in the first half. Third quarter now, Rose gets it to Boozer underneath. Big two-handed jam. Bulls stretch the lead to 20.
Playing a half-court game to try to grind it out. They've got to play fast, and that's fast. There's fast right there. That's too fast. That's beep fast. Oh my goodness, he just crossed over, moving.
Rose showing off his speed, and Bulls on cruise control at that point. To the fourth, Cavs put some pressure on Antoine Jamison. Breezes by the Bulls D, hits the jumper, cuts the lead to 4. Jamison game high 31 points, but Bulls come back. Rose, finger roll, and the foul. He had 24 points. Bulls on top by 5. Then Boozer is going to seal the deal. Gets the bucket and one. Boozer finished with 20 points, 10 boards. Redded his average as the Bulls hand the Cavs their 16th consecutive loss, 92-79.
Every team is good. So, and the challenge for us is to be a 48-minute team. So you have to learn to play tough with a lead, and we didn't do that. So I usually get what you deserve in this league. Some good, some bad. So probably what I expected. You know, he's a week off without doing anything. You know, he's still, 20 and 10 with, a week off. You know, he had 1 practice. So, he'll get better and better with each game.
Our Bulls coverage continues later in the show. Carlos Boozer's return is a winning one. You'll hear from Booz and company when Gail Fisher joins us live with reaction from inside the Bulls locker room in just a bit.
The Blackhawks emphasized a strong start this afternoon in Detroit following their 5-day layoff. And even though the scoreboard showed otherwise for a while, they fought through it in the opener of a back-to-back matinee weekend. They also wouldn't rule out the prospect of catching the first-place Red Wings, even though they came into the day 10 points behind Detroit. No better time to start chopping into that than now, especially with their rivals a bit banged up. Corey Crawford back in net looking for his 8th win in his last 11 games, a stretch that started with a 4-1 win against the Wings last month. 10 minutes in, another Corey Emerton just called up from Grand Rapids this morning and scoring in his NHL debut, even though it was a bit fluky. Strange things happen at the Joe. 1-0 Wings, under 4 to play in the first. Hawks on a power play. Duncan Keith directs one towards Troy Brouwer, who bumps it across to Dave Boland, who remains on fire, tapping in for his 9th goal in the last 19 games. Easy, boys. It's tied at 1. Second period. Keith over to Boland again. And Boland shoots this one the rubber redirected by Tomas Kopecky. Watch again. The puck goes off the ex-Red Wing stick, then off his skate, and past Jimmy Howard. Hawks up 2-1. A crucial sequence then late in the period. Jiri Hudler breaks in, and he goes off crossbar, but Detroit resets, and Crawford turns away a backhander here from Patrick Eaves. There it is there, and the puck then comes right to Marian Hossa, and that starts a 3-on-2 break for the Blackhawks.
Hossa to the net, to the backhand, post it, rebound, Kopecky! Thomas Kopecky has made it 3-1! What a revolving series of developments for the Red Wings! They thought they had the game tied. No! Now they're down 2!
To match last year's total, could they protect that 3-1 lead in the third? Well, they would add to it. Jonathan Toews behind the net, setting up Brouwer for his 14th goal this season, a 3-goal lead. The Hawks creep within 8 points of the Wings with the 4-1 win in Motown.
We got 2 really important points, and it was fun. You know, we worked really hard, and we earned this win, and that's what we need to do. You know, from now on, and we got to set our standards really high and just push ourselves.
We fell behind a little bit early, and maybe because we were, you know, a little tired trying to get back into the swing of things. But you know, we picked it up and we were able to get a PP goal, a big lift, and you know, we started playing well from there, playing like we were last week before we had these couple 5 days off.
We're happy, but I know that I don't think we should ever feel satisfied with where we're at. We got a lot of things to improve on and keep getting better at, and I think that satisfaction should be. I don't think that's a part of our mantra right now.
So here's a look at your up-to-date Western Conference standings. Some action still going on late here on a Saturday night. As far as the teams in front of them, the Coyotes lost at home tonight to LA. Anaheim, a shootout winner in Montreal. The Canucks in action right now. The Avalanche lost at home to Boston. It's the Stanley Cup Finals rematch tomorrow at the United Center. The league best Flyers taking on the league worst Devils today. The New Jersey looking to extend their point streak to 6 in a row. First period, they're already up 1-0. Patrick Elias skates in and beats Brian Boucher. Elias's 11th of the year gives the Devils a 2-0 lead. Third period now, Flyers trailing 2-1. Jeff Carter, a wide open look, but Johan Hedberg, the sprawling save, denying the equalizer. Elias adds an empty netter for a 3-1 win. Philly, they'll be in a great mood tomorrow. Of the 4 Blackhawks chosen for next weekend's All-Star game, 3 wear a letter on the front of their jerseys already. The one who doesn't will be wearing an A in Raleigh. Patrick Kane named an alternate captain for Team Lidstrom along with Washington's Mike Green. The alternates for Team Stahl, Vancouver's Ryan Kessler, and Tampa Bay's Martin St. Louis. The 4 alternates determined by the league, the Players Union, and All-Star input. So now, Kane will have a voice in next Friday's All-Star player draft while his 3 Blackhawks teammates sit and wait to hear their names called.
They never really expect a call like that. And, you know, when it did come, especially not even being an assistant captain on our own team, for them to call me for the All-Star game, it's, you know, I think from what they said, they were looking over what happened the past couple of years, and you know, over playoffs and Olympics, Stanley Cup Finals, and you know, I think one of the things they're really stressing this All-Star game is they're trying to stress fun. So, you know, from what I heard, that's why I was selected.
Time now for our Bears Championship Central coverage. We're less than 16 hours from kickoff at Soldier Field. And the Packers are officially in town. Green Bay buses pulling up to their downtown hotel at 3:30 this afternoon. They won't be getting too comfortable, though. By this time tomorrow, the Pack will either be Super Bowl bound or packing it up for a better offseason. Hard to believe that we're only a night's sleep away from the game that will forever impact the way this season's Bears team is remembered. A showdown between the Bears and Green Bay with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line is the stuff that fairy tales are made of. But after tomorrow, only one team will enjoy retelling the story. Our Kip Lewis takes a look at who may have the most to prove.
By this time tomorrow night, the Bears will either be headed to the Super Bowl or dealing with a painful end to their season. Nobody needs to remind them of the magnitude of this NFC Championship game.
These are the games that you dream about. These are the games that, as a player, you hope and you know, look forward to playing in. So, you know, I know personally this is a game that's been long awaited. You know, just getting to the playoffs was nice, but you know, you're one game away from the biggest game in sports.
I've never been in this position before, and to finally get some wins in my 8-year career is it's real special and real important that we get this win and in order for us to get to the Super Bowl.
Several off-season changes were made in the hopes of reaching this point, from coaching moves to adding guys like Chris Harris and Julius Peppers, but nobody has more to gain than Jay Cutler. After all, the organization gave up 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-rounder to acquire the franchise quarterback.
Jay Cutler should be the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He's a tough guy, come to work each day. Of course, he's made a lot of throws, but I like the way the decisions he's made. This when to take off and run the ball. Again, he was outstanding last week, and we'll need him to play that way this week.
We know what Jay's all about. We know the type of player he is. There's only a few guys in the league that can do the things that he can do. We know that.
If we were playing whoever in this game, I'd want to play well. So it doesn't matter as Green Bay. I know the importance of this game. You know, I just want to play well because we're in the NFC Championship.
As much weight as there may be on the shoulders of Jay Cutler, it will take more than a good performance from him to win the game. The offensive line will need to protect and open holes for the running game. The defensive front 4 will have to get pressure on quarterback Aaron Rodgers, and it could be a big special teams play that could make the difference. Simply put, the Bears will need a complete team effort to win this NFC Championship game. With the Bears at Hallis Hall, Kip Lewis, Comcast Sportsnet.
Thank you, Kip. As soon as tomorrow's NFC Championship game goes final, remember to turn to Comcast Sportsnet for Bears Postgame Live. Pat Boyle, Dan Jiggets, Jim Miller, and Howard Griffith will have extensive postgame coverage with live press conferences and interviews from Championship Sunday at Soldier Field.
My expectation is always win the division. Always. Always.
Oz again thinking big into this season. The Sox skipper talks expectations, moving on from a rocky 2010 and more as Sarah makes him sweat one-on-one with Ozzie. Illinois hadn't lost at Assembly Hall this season, but today's opponent hadn't lost anywhere. Find out if the Illini could take down the top-ranked Buckeyes.
Sportsnet Central on Comcast Sportsnet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
How does the new GMC Sierra PowerTech go to work? With a 5.3-liter V8, an Eaton automatic locking rear differential, Bluetooth connectivity, and 3 months of XM radio. The engineers at GMC put more into the new Sierra PowerTech so you can get more out of it. And now get more when you use your $14.95 PowerTech discount to get a total value of $6,000 on the 2011 GMC Sierra.
Find your dealer at gmcdrive.com.
Marker, what was different about this girl? Tell me about that.
We were driving down the highway and she was in the passenger seat. And I looked at her and I said, you know, I feel like you've been in this seat my whole life and this is a place that we were meant to be. I think that's a feeling that's difficult to describe, but it's one that you know and you recognize. And that's what I felt.
You saw her as a passenger in your vehicle of life?
Is that a great...
Review your matches free at eharmony.com.
Hey, this is what we've been waiting for. Nobody in the world expects us to win this game, except us. We all we got, we all we need. Believe it.
Let's win the championship right now. It starts today. Up front, back front, in the middle, to the side, to the left, north, south, east, west, champs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
We need to make a statement today, man. See how Green Bay made a statement last night? That's what we need to do today.
In field conditions that resembled the Arctic, Jay Cutler and the Bears buried the Seahawks under an avalanche of points.
Jay hangs in. Jay going deep. Down the seam. He's got Olsen inside the 20. 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Bears. Running away from a defensive back, Lauren Roy, and a 58-yard touchdown. Bears strike first. Touchdown! Touchdown!
football left now. A lot of football left.
We gotta work our way back into it. Yep. Work our way back into it. It's supposed to be snow today. What happened? It's not supposed to be snow today. That's what I know. You knew it was gonna snow there, right?
Stonewalled. No room for Marshawn Lynch. They swarmed him.
Let me get one, man. Got it.
Every time it seems like they need to step up and make a play, they've been able to do it.
Hey, you give them everything, man.
Yeah, I'm giving them everything.
Speed, inside, outside, power.
I feel like we're slow out there, you know? I know it's like crappy field and all, but you just got to get a little more like, wake it up.
I know, we got to get some first downs, though, you know?
No, I'm
to
talking
get it going.
I'm talking about the speed that we're playing with, you know? Even the handoffs, like, everything's like in slow motion, you know? We got to go. Everyone looks like they're like on ice skates right now.
Seattle was on thin ice, but Cutler skated easily. In his first playoff game, he rushed for 2 touchdowns and more yards than all the Seahawks combined.
Cutler diving for the goal line. End zone! Touchdown! Touchdown Bears! Jay Cutler.
Hey, Six. Field in the Seattle sideline over on the defense side. It's speech time. Let's break them on the next drive. They're looking for answers right now.
Huddle, wicked fast tempo, as fast as we can, okay? We're huddling, but we're going to go wicked fast tempo, as fast as we can go.
In the fourth quarter, Seattle fought the good fight.
Ball, it bounces off the defender, into the hands of the wide receiver. Touchdown Seahawks.
But it was clear which team was wicked good.
He's got it over the shoulder, left to the 10, 5, end zone, touchdown! The Bears have won the NFC Divisional Playoff game, and it sets up a colossal renewal of the oldest and best rivalry in the NFL. Bears-Packers, round 3 at Soldier Field.
Fellas, these opportunities to get this far don't come by all the time. You hung with the message, you hung with the hope and the belief, and you took us all the way 1 week away from being in the championship game of the NFC. I'm proud as hell of it. I really am. I hate this day. I hate that it didn't come out right, but I'm proud to be part of you guys.
Want to give Seattle's game its due, but right now, guys, we have something bigger in mind coming up. Bears and Packers to go to the Super Bowl. Let's get ready to go, man. All right, let's break it down.
So, Lovie Smith summing it up perfectly, Bears and Packers to go to the Super Bowl. In other words, it sounds like it's must-see TV as far as I'm concerned. Can you believe only the second playoff meeting between these two squads in the NFL's oldest rivalry? They'll be meeting for the 182nd time. But from a strategy standpoint, headline notes for you going in.
Chicago Bears. Don't blitz Aaron Rodgers. Don't, because when you watch him play, and I've seen the games against the Bears, and when you watched him the other night against the Atlanta Falcons, you know, he kind of can read the defense. Most quarterbacks they see when the blitz is coming. He just waits, he lets them commit, and he runs around them. And he has shown us that he is one of the best throwers on the run once he gets outside the pocket. Make him stand back there with that great arm and enclose it around him and make him throw from there. Because you think about it. How many times does he get outside every game and make those throws?
Make him be patient is the thing that I would say. Make him be patient, allow him to check down, and maybe something short. But nothing long, nothing to where his juices gets flowing. He's read the defense or put you in a position, but you just got to – cover 2 is designed to fight a great quarterback because there's only certain places you can put the ball, put him in that position, and make him take chances.
Don't lose your patience.
Make him go patient.
And the other thing is, and I know what you're saying, but it's really Tampa 2, which means that Urlacher has to go from
down the middle of the field,
stopping the run to deep down the middle of the field. And if you watch the Bears on tape, these guys – they love to play the run first. The question in my mind is, can James Starks and John Kuhn run it well enough to get Urlacher a little excited and Briggs and coming downhill a little bit so that there is some play action and have the ability to throw it in behind them.
Let them run.
They use run stunts.
Well, okay, let them run because they run. So they get 5 yards. You go, okay, big deal. Get them in third down, whatever. Let them run.
It is not in their DNA.
It slows the game down, too.
It is not in their DNA. You watch them play. Those guys are, and they're coming. And if
you know what that's about? Because they only have one gap, and they're allowed to run through, and you can get tackles for losses in the system. But when you play a quarterback like that, you must be patient on defense.
What's the turf like in Chicago? I mean, I hear some. Is it really, in a word,
horrendous?
Painted dirt.
Especially sometimes they resod it on the interior part, but oftentimes that outside is just, it's awful. Guys,
the inside's worse than the outside because the inside's where the big guys are. Trust me.
Well, at least a rumor in Boston on the basketball side of the house is that the old Celtics knew where the dead spots were on the floor. So they lead it. So advantage Chicago in that instance?
Well, I think it helps them a little because when you got bad turf, it slows the game down. And I think we all look at the Green Bay Packers. They're the faster team on both sides of the ball. The skilled people catching it, Aaron Rodgers, and the defense. The defense, we talk about all the things, the linebackers, but it's about their skill guys because they make the plays. And, you know, the Chicago Bears, just to kind of turn it around, if I was them on offense, try to run it. And if you have success, what's going to happen? Then the Green Bay defense is going to take that extra defensive back out, and that's where they blitz from. So you kind of can eliminate a couple things if the Bears run the football well.
And I think they will. You know, when you look at what Mike Martz has done over the last 10 games or so, they're up to about averaging around 30 runs per game. So they have really refocused and changed their whole philosophy since what they were doing early in the season when they gave up those 10 sacks to the Giants in the first half of the game. But there's another factor in this game. Cullen Jenkins' return has added a whole nother level to this pass rush because when they did this a couple of times in the game. They had Cullen Jenkins, they had Clay Matthews, and they had Charles Woodson all blitzing from the same side. And when they did it, they had 2 sacks because you jammed Jenkins down inside, and now all of a sudden you're creating those one-on-ones for those 2 great guys on the outside. It's been tough.
And talk about history. Second most Hall of Famers in history on the Packers side of the house, the most ever on the Chicago Bears. All right, folks, as Chris and Warren always say on the show, the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. Phil likes to hear that. So we asked our Super Bowl winning quarterback, the choir boy, to give us his unique insight into the men attempting to lead their squads to Super Bowl 45. Which the blonde diva graciously agreed to do.
I like that.
As long as he didn't have to get off the couch at Sims Tower. So, in an exclusive, here's Phil at home kicking back with the quarterbacks.
We're going to kill this. We're going to kill this.
Sanchez lobs it back left corner for Holmes. He's got it. What a piece of improvisation by Aaron Rodgers. Jay Cutler. He threw it on a rope, and it was perfectly placed.
53 yards. He put it right where it had to be.
I would just say this about Ben Roethlisberger. It always annoys me why he's not talked about more in the Manning and Tom Brady mode. He's a smooth, long delivery guy. That's why he can throw the football down the field with such ease. Those gloves he had on enabled him, probably gave him 5 extra yards. A lot of quarterbacks can't use them because of the way they throw. But we talked about him. He's long, smooth. Now it can come off the glove evenly. Like Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he can wear them because he can flick it with his hand a lot, and when you flick it, it'll stick to your hand and you'll throw it off target.
He steps up, they have it. He's going to be wrestled around. He breaks free and throws the ball out of bounds. An amazing play by Ben Roethlisberger.
He's the modern-day Fran Tarkenton. He just happens to be twice the size of Fran Tarkenton, but Tarkenton had that ability to move, reverse field, kind of sense where everybody was, and never panicked. But I think that's Ben Roethlisberger. If you're the Steelers, you put up with it because the risk-reward. They're looking at it, well, he moves around, he takes a few sacks, but man, he sure makes a lot of big plays.
And what a beautiful throw from Mark Sanchez. Dropped it right down the chimney to Edwards.
Mark Sanchez was born to throw. When he throws it long, he's able to let it go and really follow through so the ball has velocity, it has the right arc to it, and he gets it on target a high percentage of the time. So that's the strength of his game. The weakness is he probably takes the biggest stride of any quarterback in the NFL to throw it. And that's one of the things that hurts him with short passes. And it also hurts him a little bit when the pass rush, they don't have to hit him, they just get too close to him. It's hard for him to stride out and really throw the ball the way he wants. We look at him, We know he's from California, and I think people have this thing that he's not tough enough to get it done in New York. You know, he hit the bottom after the Miami Dolphins game, but he has shown that he's resilient. His performances, they've been very, very good of late.
What a throw by Sanchez!
How about the throw by Rodgers? It's a perfect spiral.
Aaron Rodgers is putting on a clinic how to play quarterback in the NFL.
If I had to take a guy right now to start my team, the quarterback I would take would be Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, what a throw by Aaron Rodgers!
See how he gets over the top of the ball, he gets on it, and he's got the feet of a ballerina. That's a pretty great combination. You can't go to your left and throw right. Don't you hear that every week? If you said it to Aaron Rodgers, you'd eliminate 50 completions for the year.
Looking downfield, waiting, now being flushed. Scrambles left, buys time, throws it over the middle. Jordan Nelson's got it!
How about that throw?
Cutler gonna throw, going for it. He's got a touchdown! Big strike to Johnny Knox.
God, is he quick with the ball. Yes, I admit he throws some tough interceptions, but he has the Dan Marino disease. He could throw 3 picks, and he doesn't worry about it.
We're fine, we're fine. That's my fault right there. Don't worry about it.
They just don't have fear about mistakes. They trust their eyes, and more than anything, they really trust their arms.
You know, they asked Marino, like, you know, what were you looking at? What were you reading and stuff? He goes, I was just back in the gun, just throwing it to whoever was open. It's awesome.
Peyton Manning's not in it. Tom Brady's not in it. Drew Brees is not in it. Donovan McNabb, big name. Michael Vick. Let's just keep going down the line. They're not in the playoffs now. Look who we got in there. They all can put up the numbers, but as we judge them all when it's all done, how many of them are going to have more than one Super Bowl win?
Former NFL MVP Phil Simms breaking it down. Now, I have to go to our resident expert quarterback to ask you, what did you think about his job of breaking down the quarterbacks?
Well, you know, there's one thing America can never get enough of, and that's Phil sucking up to quarterbacks. It was unbelievable. That was so good, man.
And I'll tell you, every NFL executive's a little nervous about the way he evaluated the quarterbacks in the league. They got him on their heels. I mean, that was an impressive display of evaluation skills and building a football team. I think he's going to get some offers.
You both can go to the same place.
He's going to get some offers.
But listening to you, Mike, as an ex-general manager in the NFL, that's saying something. By the way, of course, Michael Lombardi, our NFL insider. So that's how they would view what Phil did.
I think there's a lot of nervous guys around the league right now.
What would I know? I wouldn't know anything about it. You know, come on.
We know that Michael knows an awful lot. One of the topics we wanted to chat a little bit about was Ben Roethlisberger. We've certainly talked about what he brings on the field into that Pittsburgh team, but more importantly, off the field, what kind of changes have taken place?
You know, since the incident last spring and going through the whole process, I think Ben Roethlisberger has changed the whole dynamic.
The incident last spring being, for those who don't know,
being when he was accused of the girl raping the girl, and then he got off, and then the commissioner suspended him for 6 games and brought it back to 4 games, sent him away to get rehab, to get his life back in order. Right. And I think he's done a great job of rehabbing himself. It's kind of flown beneath the surface here because of the Jets' popularity, but really now, and I'm around the Steelers quite a bit, he's a really good teammate. He's become a good teammate again.
What tangible evidence have you seen, Michael,
you can see the camaraderie amongst the team. And, I mean, you guys have been in meetings with him. He's much more open. He's willing to talk to you now. Before, there was Ben over here and then the rest of the Steelers. And I think the unity has brought this team together, and they've overcome his 4 games. They went 3-1 during that stretch. And I think it's really helped this football team.
You know, guys know I'm not very comfortable talking about what happens in production meetings because, A, I think that there are guys in the league that I like and there are guys that I don't like. But I take pride in the fact that hopefully when you listen to a broadcast, you don't know which is which. You know, you try and just be objective. But I did think that Ben was tough to deal with, you know, and there was an ego there that surpassed, I think, anybody else that we dealt with. Right. And it almost sometimes would come across as not quite mean-spirited, but a little bit of, like, who are you kind of thing. And I agree with you. This year it's been different. You could sense it among his teammates. In some of their questions, you know, or answers about Ben Roethlisberger. And this year, it's been different.
I think all you have to do, and I agree with Chris, he's He's really wonderful to deal with now. There's no question. I see the change in those meetings from him. But if you're a fan of this show, when you watch the highlights, he's been mic'd, and you can see the byplay he has with the coach and all of his teammates, how he talks to them in the right tone, says some encouraging words, and every once in a while gets on them. It's exactly how you would like your quarterback to interact and teach his teammates.
And fellas, let me ask you, to me, the litmus test would be in terms of how his teammates have or have not accepted him is Hines Ward. Look, I always talk about you guys being in the fraternity. You guys respect tough-nosed, hard-nosed competitors. And Hines Ward was pretty tough against Ben earlier. How is he doing now?
I think that relationship has been repaired, and even taken it a step farther. The receivers of the Steelers are young, and they're there to take Hines Ward's job. And he's really embraced the team. He's kind of helped coach them along. And I think that camaraderie that they've developed through the offseason. Now, in fairness to Big Ben, I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls before he turned 27. That tends to go to your head, and I think that really carried off the field as well. And I think the embracing of Hines Ward has brought this team together, and with Mike Tomlin as the leader, there's a sense of unity as they move forward.
Don't underestimate Mike Tomlin's influence in this one either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ever in your covering and being a friend of Phil Simms, did it ever go to his head?
Never, no. Nah, he's always been the quiet choir boy that we know and love.
Boy, I tell you, Mike, now you've come on and turned against me.
No,
it was just a matter of time, bro. It was just a matter of time.
That's Mike Lombardi. Thank you very much, and especially the honesty at the end there. All right, folks, as we've mentioned already in the show, Sunday's championship games are not the first meetings this season of the respective protagonists. Here's a look back at those earlier games.
Diving, Kylon, is he in? Yes! Game-winning field goal try by Robbie Gould. Kick by Gould is good!
Line drive kick, angling left, taking it about the 3-yard line by Smith. Runs to this right to the 10, gets to the 20, finds a hole to the 30. There goes Brad Smith! Touchdown! Sanchez can walk into the end zone with a jet touchdown! Complete! Jets win it! Let's finish this, go to the playoffs, and go where we're supposed to go to the Super Bowl. I can't let you get in, man. Y'all too high, right? You're not too... We can't let you in. We can't let you in. We can't let you in. Uh-oh, got him. Got him.
The Packers are playoff bound!
Congratulations. Our path has been set.
All right, folks, we have a little housekeeping to take care of. That would be in the picks segment. Last week, what happened? Let's see.
Back in Chicago, we head down to the field. Time for the national anthem with Jim Cornelison.
And now, please stand and remove your hats to honor America with the presentation of our nation's flag. Performing today's national anthem from the Chicago Blackhawks, please welcome Jim Cornelison.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
According to one G. Thomas Waddle, what is that movie?
Anchorman.
So here he is, the man who is so wise, he is like a Buddha covered up in hair. Little Tommy Waddle.
Just a perfect movie. I'm still wondering how that did not earn the Academy Award for that wonderful year. It's the perfect choice for this NFC title game breakdown. My favorite movie, my favorite NFL rivalry. Both rich and compelling. And I don't know how to tell you this, Lou, but this game, kind of a big deal.
I know it was the Seahawks, but that was a pretty impressive offensive performance from Mike Martz's guys.
Hey, everyone! Come and see how good I look!
In their first playoff game in 4 years, the Bears racked up 437 yards and 35 points. They were balanced, rushing for 176 yards, and Jay Cutler did an excellent job managing the offense and delivering several big throws.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
They have to be at their best again next week to keep pace with their Green Bay counterparts. Over the last 9 weeks, no quarterback in the league has been better than Aaron Rodgers. Over that period, Rodgers has thrown 22 touchdown passes and just 2 interceptions. As a group, his receivers are as good as any in the league. And to make this offense even more potent, they've now found a running game with rookie James Starks, who's rushed for 189 yards the last 2 weeks.
I did not see that coming.
The Packers get a solid edge on offense. These Packers are nearly as impressive on defense. On the season, they were the league's second-ranked scoring defense, allowing just 15 points per game. They're a big play waiting to happen, having sacked 47 quarterbacks and forcing 34 turnovers.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
In the 2 meetings this year, they sacked Jay Cutler 9 times. Clay Matthews is more than a handful off the edge, and they have a pair of shutdown corners in Charles Woodson and Tramon Williams.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Rod Marinelli's guys are no slouches either. They have playmakers of their own in Peppers, Briggs, Urlacher, and Tillman. They've sacked fewer quarterbacks, but are just as accomplished at prying the football away from opponents. If the Bears are to reach the Super Bowl, it will be because this group gave a Herculean effort today, much like what we saw in Green Bay in Week 17.
I immediately regret this decision. These Bears are massive. They looked a lot smaller from up there.
I give the Packers a slight edge on defense. Dave Toub's guys have to make a difference today. The mere presence of Devin Hester should provide good field position.
Bears. Now you're putting the whole station in jeopardy.
Brad Maynard has to pin the Packers in, and Robbie Gould must be perfect. The Bears get the edge on special teams. Most in the football universe aren't giving our guys much of a chance today. The experts have fawned all over Aaron Rodgers and friends, and it's understandable.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
The Packers played their way into the postseason with must-wins in the final 2 weeks of the regular season, and they've continued to roll. But trust me, the guys up at Hallis Hall aren't awestruck or intimidated by their rivals from the north. Lovie is 8-6 versus the Packers and has won 3 of the last 4 played at Soldier Field. The performance in a losing effort in Week 17 should also help bolster their confidence.
Oh, the tickles.
Look, the fact is, top to bottom, in my humble opinion, the Packers are the more talented team. To win, the Bears are going to have to play mistake-free football on both sides of the ball. They must stay balanced on offense and force a few Green Bay turnovers. Nobody expects them to win, and that's just how they like it. Consider me a believer. Somehow, some way, I say Bears 20, Packers 17.
I tried to get an interview with him, but they said, nope, you can't do that. He's a live bear. He will literally rip your face off. Great story. Compelling and rich.
Lou, I have to believe if I hadn't butchered that lead in, that thing right there was going to win an Emmy.
That was a masterpiece.
Thank you.
And Nostradamus, nice to see you step up.
Hey, 11-6, man, that's a pretty good season for a little guy like me.
Yes, it is. Way to go.
Thank you.
Hey, we cannot forget about our Is Tommy Waddle Smarter Than a Fifth Grader scoreboard. Tom, Pete, and the kids at Fulton School in Dinley Park all picked the Bears last week, and all were correct. Pete continues to hold a 1-game lead, and it won't change.
That's right.
Pete always picks the Bears.
Yes, that's right.
All 3 of you picked the Bears this week, and I like it. When we return, A Fox Kickoff Sunday investigation. Yeah, Kerry Sayers tries to find out who's responsible for a rather hairy situation at Alice Hall. That story is next.
Fox Post.
Upon,
Some
I'm
of us.
sure you.
There's
have
been a
other
division
ideas.
of opinions on some of these.
There has been, but you know what? Tough to argue with Dan Marino and what he did in 1984 and that AFC title game, just torching the Steelers. 421 yards, 4 touchdowns, the most ever passing yards in a conference championship game. They lay 45 on the Steelers.
99, Ricky Prohl of the Rams, the game-winning reception from Kurt Warner, less than 5 to go. It was his first TD catch of the season for the ageless one. He had 6 receptions for 100 yards in that game. Rams 11, Tampa Bay 6. Not a scintillating score, still a win.
88 NFC title game. Gary Anderson, he hadn't missed a field goal or an extra point all season for the Vikings. 106 for 106, but oh, make that 106 for 107. Missing a 38-yarder in the fourth. Falcons force overtime and win on a field goal.
AFC 2006, remember? After 2 straight losses to them, the Colts beat the Pats in advance.
Well, this is not so good for the Colts. Jim Harbaugh lofted a Hail Mary into the end zone on the final play of the game, just right through the hands of Aaron Bailey. You could see it bounce around on his chest and finally hitting the ground. Harbaugh, he thought Bailey had caught it, but no, the Steelers hanging on to win that game.
Joe Montana, 1990, crushed by Leonard Marshall of the G-Men. Bruce sternum, bruised stomach, cracked ribs, and a broken hand, all on one play. Giants got 5 field goals that day, won at 15-13. Montana never started another Niner game.
Not exactly a pair of highlights that Brett Favre would like. 2007 NFC title game picked off by Corey Webster. And then last season.
Favre, half roll out to the right, has all sorts of time, throws it, and it's intercepted. This is Tracy Porter. He's coming back with it to the 40 and taken down at the same 47-yard line.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. It was intercepted by Tracy Porter. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe what I just saw.
Browns fans saying that in 1986. Avert your eyes. Sorry if this ruins your brunch in Northern Ohio. The drive, John Elway, 98 yards for the Broncos. It ended with a TD pass to Mark Jackson. Began the embellishment of the legend of John Elway as the late master of comebacks in the NFL, and he wasn't done.
You know what, Browns fans, don't bother to look at the television now.
Oh.
The fumble, Ernest Biner, just short of the goal line, recovered by Denver to preserve their victory. Broncos hanging on to win 38-33.
And the moment etched in oil and in memories, number 1, the catch. Cowboys, Niners, Montana to Clark. Ed Too-Tall-Jones reportedly told Montana after the play, "You just beat America's team." And Montana supposedly said, "Well, you can sit at home with the rest of America and watch the Super Bowl." There might have been an adjective or two thrown in there. History does not fully record that, but you can't argue with
No.
an iconic moment at the back.
Not with that number 1. He's been talking about the Super Bowl since training camp. When the Countdown guys come back, hear why Rex Ryan may be getting the last laugh today.
What is your intention?
Wow. All of that history, right? It's Conference Championship Sunday. It's been lovely spending 3 hours with you, but we are mere table setters for what's to come.
That's true. It's a glorious day for football, Chris Berman. Ain't no sin to be glad you're alive.
No, I knew you. More boss. I knew that. Who will be the boss today and tonight? That's for sure. Bob and Hannah, we enjoyed spending a few hours with you guys as well. Let's do it again soon. When the Jets last visited Pittsburgh, they were coming off losses, you might remember, to the Patriots and to the Dolphins, and they had fallen from 9-2 to 9-4. Maybe this season of bravado bravado was coming to an early, inglorious end, especially since they're in Pittsburgh, where the Jets had never won. So Rex Ryan stood before his team the night before the game and gave a history lesson. Told them about Spanish conquistador Hernando Cortez, who traveled to Mexico in 1519 and faced a battle in which his troops were vastly outnumbered. Cortez gave his charges a powerful order: burn the boats. Burn the boats they'd come in on, fight or die. Well, Ryan told the Jets that's exactly what happened afterwards. They burned their boats, and instead, he says, don't need to burn the boats. I'm asking much less. Give me 7 weeks. The speech had quite an effect on his Jets.
It was, now or never. Our backs were against the wall. We had lost a couple of games, and, our playoff dreams were slipping away from us.
They had something to do with the Spaniards. Like, they came over, and they burned the boats. When you burn all the boats, there's no way to get back home. So we have to win this battle.
Either you're going to have a victory or no one's coming off this island.
I thought that was the appropriate message at that time. It was going to be tough sledding, going out there and having to face a tough Steelers team.
Under some pressure. Now throws it back in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Jets win it.
Burning the boats is the only way you can do it.
You can't fight and run away once you burn the boats. So once you're there, you're there.
I believe our football team will win. And it doesn't matter if it's last week, this week, or any week from here on out. That's just the way I feel.
I think it was very important for him to kind of put it in perspective, and that's the job of a head coach. But I think he does it a little better than most.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, I don't know if at the end of the day anybody's going to burn the boats, but that's the emotions. You guys know it much better than me. Mike Ditka, Chris Carter, Tom Jackson, you are much better than me on championship time. They're not talking about Cortez Kennedy, by the way, that speech. Who was a heck of a player. He could be an X factor. I don't know about the Explorer Cortez. So, as we look at both games, end of the day, what might we be seeing, Tom, without the boats?
Boom, I've been riding this horse for 24 years. I'm going to take him all the way to the barn, and that is who's going to run the ball effectively today. I think that when you look at these 4 teams, single-digit weather likely in both places. It comes down to defense, but it comes down to who's going to be able to put together a ground game. And I think that as we look at the end of the day, that team, both of those teams, will win.
Tommy, at the end of the day, we've never had a coach in the National Football League like Rex Ryan. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to give him credit. Yes, he bragged. Yes, he boasted. Yes, he put together a collection of what some would call misfits. But we have to give him credit. In August, he said, soon to be Super Bowl champs.
Well, I'm going to go generic. At the end of the day, we're all going to be reminded of why we love this great game, and that it should never be interrupted by a work stoppage. You're going to see the 4 best teams in the NFL will play today. 2 of them will go to the Super Bowl. This is what it's all about.
Spoken by a Hall of Famer. I don't know if I can follow that up. But I want to remind everyone, Aaron Rodgers, remember before the year started, he'd yet to slay even the Brett Favre Dragon. Close win, then huge win, allowing him to kind of go through the door and allowing him maybe to play the type of football that we've seen as he has roared thus far at the position of quarterback for his Green Bay Packers. So, I mean, that's just at the end of, hey, look, at the end of the day, we'll be talking about some of the things that we hope you'll join us for the next couple of hours on Sunday NFL Countdown. So at the top of the hour, Bob and Hannah, it's our turn. But right now, Dueling Studios. We enjoyed being with you.
It kind of shared the morning.
Yes, it was lovely.
All right, well,
nice.
Not so lovely. Injuries back to life, especially this time of the year. Updating you, though. Looking ahead toward the conference championship games, Brad Smith, Jason Taylor, they're going today for the Jets. Do you expect anything else for Troy Polamalu? Yeah. He'll be there. He's probable. Defensive end for the Packers, Cullen Jenkins, probable. Bears safety Chris Harris has told Rachel Nichols he intends to play. He will be in there today in frigid Chicago.
Ben Roethlisberger suffering from a cold, lost his voice. He's fine. Of course, he'll play, as will Brian Urlacher, the stalwart of the Bears defense. How will he and his mates fare against Aaron Rodgers today?
Losing his voice, not a small issue if they're going to audibilize at the line. Of course, that home crowd might bring it down, but how much voice he has. Coming up, special piece in this 2-hour edition of NFL Countdown, Dennis Byrd, how he has lifted the spirits of this team. Some guys never knew a story until he got up there and spoke about it last week.
Tom Jackson said he was moved doing this interview more than any that he ever has. Looking forward to that coming up on Countdown.
Bye.
Aaron Rodgers, Packers in to do business on the road. Aaron already elusive. Oh, but he can be the same against the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Opposite him, Jay Cutler. Will he ring up the points to bring down the pack and give the Bears the right to go to the Super Bowl? Championship Sunday on tap now. Championship weekend. Who's stepping up to go to the Super Bowl?
4 teams remain in the hunt for postseason glory. An old school rivalry renewed in the Windy City. Can Chicago's D bear down against Aaron Rodgers and the big play Packers?
Is Aaron Rodgers ready to move into the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning category?
And
the Jets will fly out of New England winners.
Will Rex Ryan and crew pull one more upset on the way to the Super Bowl?
He's got these guys believing that they got the whole package right now.
Or will Big Ben and the Steel Curtain ground the Jets for good?
Anybody can be beat.
The road to Super Bowl 45 nears its conclusion on Sunday. NFL Countdown.
Can't wait.
IBM presents Sunday NFL Countdown. And now, here's your host, Chris Berman.
We're not late. We're right on time. It's still 11 o'clock Mountain Time, isn't it now? The kickoff for the championship games are back 2 hours, so we've adjusted our pregame meals. We've adjusted our pregame rituals on our warm-ups, and glad that you have as well. Welcome to our Championship Sunday NFL Countdown. 2 hours, as always, to kick off. I'm Chris Berman. It's a treat to just do this, share football with you, and Coach Mike Ditka. Hey, no stranger to this round.
Can't wait.
Bears, Packers, this is you.
It don't get any better. I'm just telling you, it doesn't get any better than this.
Chris Carter, you know what this stage is like.
Big, man. Big opportunity to make history.
Yep.
Tommy Jackson, we look forward to this here we go.
Do Boom, and this weekend I knew a little bit about. We could win this weekend. It was the next game that gave me a little problem.
Well, of course, we're ready to go. We got Mort and Adam shortly as well. We would like to say that we all miss our friend and our teammate, Keyshawn Johnson. Yes. He lost his mom, Vivian Jesse, unexpectedly this week. He is home where he needs to be. We love you, Key. Our sympathies to you and your family. We, all of us, and that means people you don't see on the camera, have been thinking about you all week and obviously all day today as well. And the same goes to our producer, Greg Jewell, who lost his dad, Buck, a little more than a week ago. We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you here soon. So with that backdrop, we get going. The games are the same scenario. Green Bay at Chicago in the NFC, the Jets at Pittsburgh in the AFC. The upstart 6 seeds trying to win the uncommon 3rd straight road game at the respective champions of the North, trying to hold serve at home. Each team has a quarterback who's the #1 draft pick, and both games will be cold. We have reporters everywhere. Susie Colbert's with the Steelers, Sal Palantonio's with the Jets, Rachel Nichols with the Bears, and Ed Werder with the Packers. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Boomer. Winning 4 consecutive elimination games has clearly bolstered the Packers' confidence. Wide receiver Donald Driver told me somebody's going to blink today. It won't be us. Coach Mike McCarthy described Aaron Rodgers as having a chance to achieve greatness with Super Bowl victories as though the first of them is almost imminent. And then following the final practice of the week, Rodgers stood at his locker and said of Green Bay's 14 years without a Lombardi trophy, they named this place Titletown. It's been too long. Now let's go 53 yards from here and check in with Rachel Nichols, who has a report on the Bears.
Well, Ed, the Bears also very confident, even against Aaron Rodgers. They say all that experience they have with him is going to make a difference today. They know where he likes to change his launch point, and they know where to go on the field to interfere with that. Of course, the flip side of that is that Rodgers knows the Bears very well, too, so Brian Urlacher says he will be putting in a lot more fake defensive calls at the line than usual today. Now let's go out to the AFC Championship in Sal Palantonio.
Well, Rachel, here's the back page of the New York Post. It says, "Supersize me, Rex Ryan ordering a trip to the Super Bowl." How does Rex Ryan do it? Back-to-back appearances in the AFC Championship game in just 2 years. It is the Rex way. As veteran fullback Tony Richardson told me, it's all about each player and each coach being invested. That's the Ryan way. That's for Report on the Steelers. Here's Susie Colbert.
Well, Sal, we're expecting a frigid 12.